What is up, YouTube? Johnny here again today, and I'm finally bringing you guys another IS300 video. I know you guys have been asking me, Johnny, where's the IS300? We want to see some more videos on the IS300. I know that a lot of the people that watch my YouTube videos also have an IS300. So here's another video for you guys. I've been slacking on this because it's my daily driver, so I drive it every day. Obviously, that's what daily driving means. But also, I don't really want to be working on it too much because it's my daily commute car. Like, I don't have time to be working on it. I need it to be just functioning properly, getting me from point A to point B. I can't do extensive mods to it either because of the fact that I don't want it to be any downtime. I don't want to have to be working on the car, leave it down one day, have to drive my FRS. I can't do that. I need to go ahead and keep this car working for me every single day. That's why right now I don't have any plans to boost it at the moment. In regards to like lowering it, I might lower it in the future. Obviously, if I lower it, it's gonna be for free because it already has case 4 coilovers. So that's not a factor. What we're gonna be doing on this video is this. These are my header gaskets. So there's 2 of them because it's an inline 6, so it separates them in 3s. So here's the part number. Let me go ahead and show you these. This is what we're gonna go ahead and use to fix the exhaust leak that we have because our old gaskets are actually faulty, or they're leaky, or they're really old. So they need to be replaced with some new ones. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start off by removing the engine cover. So now we have the header exposed, and all we need to do is go ahead and remove all of the bolts or nuts that are actually holding it down, and hopefully be able to scoot it over enough so that we can get the old gaskets out and put the new ones in. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and remove the bolts, or the nuts actually, for this next one right here. Alright guys, we finally got the header off. Here are the old gaskets. You can see there's a bunch of black spots on them. That's exactly where the exhaust leak was coming from, so we wanted to go ahead and remove these, replace them. The exhaust, I guess exhaust manifolds is also what they call it, or a header. It wasn't too difficult to remove. It was just a bunch of bolts up top and then 3 bolts on the bottom, and I was actually able to remove the header. So let me show you guys how that looks. If you guys look here, this black area is showing where there was an exhaust leak. It was even getting part of this. And over here, this one didn't have an exhaust leak. As you can see, it has like a perfect circle of black soot, I guess you can call it. So that's where it was leaking most of the air. And then on the other 2, on these 2 over here, they were also leaking quite a bit. And then the last one was perfectly fine. So this is why I had an exhaust leak noise. Some of these areas have a lot of carbon buildup. Alright, so now that we got the gaskets out, here are the new ones, but before we put these in, I'm going to be using this, which is a copper spray. With this, all I do is I apply a thin coat, So what that thin coat does is it makes sure that there's not going to be any little sort of exhaust leaks, because sometimes even after you put them on, they can have like little hairpin leaks. And what this does is it seals it. This is actually really high temperature sealant, so it's going to help us have that extra insurance that it's not going to leak. So let's go ahead and spray this on. You don't want this to dry, so you actually have to go ahead and put it on, bolt it on as soon as you can. It takes a little while to dry, but you want it to dry when everything was put together. That way there's a good seal. So let's go ahead and put these on. I don't know if this is going to be an issue for you guys, but to remove the header, I actually have to remove the studs from the two rear ones so I can go ahead and pull it out, because of the fact that I wasn't getting enough room. So I'm not sure if that's the same way with the stock manifold, but in case it is, these have a special tool that goes on the end of this, and you can go ahead and just get that tool and you can just get it off. Unfortunately, I don't have that tool, so I went ahead and used a 1/4 inch socket just to pry them out. So just twist them out, and that's what I went ahead and did to be able to remove the header. So I'm going to put the header back on, and then I'm going to have to put the studs back on and then put the bolts, or the nuts in this case. Alright guys, we're finally done doing the gasket install. That was a little bit more difficult than I expected it to be, just because of the fact that I've done a lot of 4-cylinder cars, and it's just literally remove bolts, and as soon as you remove those bolts or nuts in this case, it was actually just pop it off. But with this one, since it's so long, the back of the header actually hits the firewall, so that's why I had to remove the two last studs. That way I could just angle it and kind of pull it out. But other than that, the rest of it was fairly simple. It was, you know, like it is on any other car. And now, since I don't have the exhaust leak, it sounds so much better. It sounds more refined. It sounds quiet. It sounds like a Lexus actually should. Before, when I would punch it, it sounded like a V8, which was kind of cool. But at the same time, when I would turn it on, and if I would like do like a sort of half throttle, it sounded like an old car with a raggedy exhaust. So now it's just gonna sound nice and quiet. I can go ahead and you know, punch it, and it's just gonna go without making that much noise. Obviously, it still has a still-in catback, so it's still gonna be a deep tone. but it's gonna sound so much better now. I'm happy with the results. I'm glad that the exhaust leak is gone. So you guys, thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great day as always.